Hey Talia, how do I set boundaries with my in-laws?
The way that I like to frame the family system, which makes it easier to understand where boundaries have their place or where we might feel really pressured to set them, is that you are, when you are marrying in or partnering into somebody's family, you are entering into a pre existing system and they are entering into a pre existing system, whatever your family of origin might look like. You might be close, you might be enmeshed, you might be estranged. Every family system can look different. When you are entering into a relationship and you are getting married and you have an in law relationship, there are a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts and beliefs that come up for both family systems. Here's my new daughter in law or son in law, or here's this person trying to take my child away from me, are thoughts that parents can have on either end. So when you're working on setting boundaries with your in laws, understanding that leading with grace and kindness for yourself is typically the best way to start out. What is the ultimate goal of the boundary? Ideally, help us to maintain the relationships that we have around ourselves without there being resentment or fighting or conflict, ideally, of course. So when you're setting a boundary with an in-law, leading with some deference or some respect in some families can be very helpful because then the parent or the in-law is more likely to uphold the boundary you're requesting, and you're also able to escalate the intensity. So if you have the lucky in-law relationship where right after you set the boundary, they respect it and you don't need to follow up, great. There's no need to escalate the boundary. If you set it, though, with an enmeshed family, there's going to be a whole other type of reaction. And that's when you'd have to maybe double down on the enforcement of the boundary, continue reminders around the boundary, or set an entirely different boundary.